I'm frustrated. Like, you're gonna pay the guy, just pay the guy. Damn it. Just I need this to be solved, and I need them to solve it now. We have the first vestiges of the 2025 schedule they have released. Tyler, your boys, they're going to be hosting them boys in Philly on September 4th. Dak and Hurts have only played against each other 3 times in 10 matchups since Hurts has been drafted. That's kind of wild.
Isn't
So,
that
what do you
crazy?
think about the opening day, the opening game of the 2025 season? We knew you were going to host it. We just didn't
Yeah.
know who the opponent was. It's
Yeah,
the
a lot of
Cowboys.
people thought it was gonna be Chicago. There was a lot of talks about being Detroit.
Could have been the Chiefs as
Could
well
have been the
because you are playing
Chiefs.
them, and they do
I
like
just
to do
think
those rematches.
I just think Roger Goodell said, "God dang it, we haven't had a Dak and Hurts matchup in forever. We're gonna make it happen. There's no way you can get hurt. Game one." So, yeah, bring it
Don't
on, man.
threaten the Cowboys with a good time.
Let's get this ass whooping done early, huh? We'll see you later on down the season. So,
Oh yeah.
I'm cool with it, man. It don't bother me none. You got to come to me first. So, another thing too was noted on Black Friday. That's always the Amazon Prime game. It is announced that the Eagles will be playing the Chicago Bears that game as well too. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There.
it
Yeah. It
seems like
looks
all the leaks are just about the Eagles schedule for whatever
well. Yeah.
reason. So
Yeah. So that's that's on its way. I guess. We'll be able to talk a little bit more about that. We can all do our homework for our own teams on Wednesday when they do a 3-hour telecast. No, I'm not watching that. I'll just find out after.
I'm not
Um,
watching that
we're
shit.
I'm
not
not
watching
watching
that.
that crap. You kidding me? A primetime show for 3 hours on NFL Network just to so I know when and where the Niners are playing. Pass. I'll let the internet tell me after the fact while I'm watching, I don't know, Dimension 20 or something
Just
like that,
just
man.
just give me an hour episode where Jason Kelsey reveals your schedule by eating food from each team's stadium. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me something like that. I don't want to watch 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Give me something
Yeah,
stupid. I can watch.
honestly, the Chargers always have a pretty fun schedule announcement. Like their social media team is pretty good, which is a good thing because they don't like, I mean, the team's fine, but like they don't have much fans. They don't have many fans down there, so they got to have something going for them, right? And so I'm looking forward to see what superhero comic book fucking thing they do, freaking thing they do.
They're
Damn
just
it.
gonna have that. They're just gonna have that fan. I forget her
Oh,
name.
the one woman that
The
was like
Asian mom. Yeah.
shouting, the Asian lady. Yeah, yeah,
They're just
yeah.
gonna have
That'll be fun.
her shouting out the schedule at people.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think that
Yeah, I'll take
you know
that.
what? Honestly, there will be worse schedule announcements than that. Like,
You know what? The 49ers, I know he didn't work for the 49ers, but get the guy that yelled pizza and twist at the A's games to name out your schedule for
yeah,
the
yeah, maybe. Along with Dallas, along with Dak Prescott coming, he's bringing a new friend. George Pickens has been traded to Dallas
So
along with.
glad that they took that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, I think George Pickens is a pretty good number two. As a number one wide receiver, he's overmatched and not going to work. But I think as a number two to CD Lamb, I think he could have some success there though. Like just
Sure.
taking off my Cowboys hater hat and putting on my my cool, calm, collected, analytical hat.
Sure.
For
As
just a
long as
hot
he doesn't
second.
create drama, because George Pickens doesn't create any drama with
No,
his
no,
team.
I'm just saying talent wise. That's all I'm saying. Like talent wise, as if Dallas ends up actually paying somebody, and he ends up being one of the guys that actually gets paid, who knows? Jaguars released wide receiver Gabe Davis, who was then
Shocker.
later seen on a plane heading toward the Bay Area. Gabe Davis is one of those like he's a home run hitter. He's gonna have 0 catches for 4 games in a row and then have a 4 touchdown game. Like that's the Gabe Davis fantasy football experience. Whatever. I mean, if he's able to help the team positively, sure, take a flyer on him, kick the tires, see if he's worth it. If he's not, you can cut him for almost nothing because the Jaguars are paying that salary.
Yeah.
Uh, it so that's fine. Sam, this one's a little bit more related to you, although he's not currently on your team. Derek Carr announced his retirement after 11 seasons. So, what do you have to say about that?
Man, in a many years of not being a good football team, Derek Carr was like one of the few bright spots. And yeah, maybe there were some inconsistencies. And after that foot injury, it just seemed like he was not the same quarterback. And that's unfortunate. But I just want to say like how appreciative I am that he was one of the few bright spots on the team to watch. He was consistent. There was never any questions of like off the field problems. So he was a good quarterback. He wasn't a great quarterback. But to be a starting quarterback or a starting player in the NFL is an honor within itself. So I wasn't the biggest DC fan, but I'm not the biggest DC hater as well. Like I think he's once a Raider, always a Raider type of stuff. He put up some great games. He had great games. He did take the Raiders to the playoffs. Unfortunately, he got hurt. And the Raiders came up short a couple of those times that he was in the playoffs. But I'm appreciative that he was a Raider. He was a good guy, good teammate, and somebody I think you could bring back as now that he's retired and things like that. Like he should have a place within the franchise somewhere as an alumni.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you basically said it all. Yeah. What can you
That's
add?
it.
Just
I
like
think
he was a good player for more than a decade.
yeah.
He was a starting quarterback for more than a decade in the NFL. Um, Nobody can say that he was complete trash. You don't survive in the NFL for 11 seasons if you're dog shit.
And the
So
Saints
mhm.
he retired. The
Yeah,
Saints didn't do much to improve the quarterback room. They
they did
restructured the
nothing.
deal, they signed him. It looked like they were going in hoping that Derek Carr was coming back for this season. So
It sounds like the
something's going
shoulder
on with
wasn't going to
the
be healthy
injury,
for him.
and
Well, didn't
we
he
don't know
break
what's
his
going on
arm
exactly
or
with the injury. So that recovery, the training, I think at some point it gets to you and you're just like mentally, you just don't want to do it anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, totally. Washington did close the gap. They're 3-2 now, but they're about to go on the penalty kill. So,
So
tough
the
to,
Raiders social media page just posted a little video that I'll share with you guys afterwards. But synopsis of it is that it's like one of the Raider staffers working at the cubicle, and then a little miniature horse comes walking by. So the leak in this theory is that on Monday night the Raiders will be playing the Denver Broncos. That's the suggested theory on May 14th here.
okay. Yeah. So we will talk all about that on next week's episode. After we have some time to sit and look at the schedule and just kind of, hope springs eternal right now. There's no games played. I mean, we're still,
Wait, before we go, I want to say one
yeah.
thing. What the hell is going on with Purdy in this contract here?
Right?
This shit,
It's
it's taking way too long.
the whispers are that they're working on it and they're close. That's all I've been able to get
A
from
whisper.
anybody. The whispers. Like
I
it's just
mean,
that, yeah, I'm frustrated. Like you're gonna pay the guy, just pay a guy. Damn it. Just I need this to be solved. And I need them to solve it now. Maybe okay.
because
I
mandatory
did hear
minicamp's coming up, and I'm
I
not
did
saying he's
hear
going to sit out, but maybe.
I did hear one conspiracy theory, thing was like the extension is going to happen probably like after the mini camp or whatever because and then he'll do like that hold in because he just didn't want to, put the put himself at risk at a mini camp. He's going to try to pull the veteran move thing. I think that's one thing that I've heard. I'm just as I'm cursed doing a cursory look, they're not really saying anything on like on the athletic about it. I just yeah. So whatever.
What times, man?
Yeah,
I
tough
just think
man.
like, to close on it a little bit, I just think like, man, like from a franchise or like a player perspective where you're looking at like they grind every negotiation, and I think at some point that wears on players, like I would think,
Yeah.
because especially with like the wide receiver room, you know, but I think like sometimes it comes across wrong where if you came to terms on the number, then like, come on, come to terms on, stop nickel and diming every letter of the law of the contract. If you have the number, just make the deal.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You already know you're gonna pay him. Let's just announce it so that we can all move on with our lives and you know and hope that everything works out okay for the Niners. They're still a significant betting favorite in Vegas for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm not so hopeful going into this year. But if they get a favorable schedule, who knows? And that's kind of it's not just who you play, but it's also when you play them. And when you've
Yeah.
got a fourth place schedule, so if there's a time to, if there's a chance to bounce back, it would be now. So I just sign. Just you're gonna pay him, sign him. That's where I'm gonna leave it at that. And I hope that next week I'm talking about Brock Purdy getting paid, along with a schedule that has the Niners going 17-0 and winning every single game, and nobody's ever gonna beat us ever again. And life will be all sunshine and rainbows. Right? That's what's gonna happen. Right? Right?
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Right?